Hi, everyone. We're so glad that you're here with us today. We are back at school today, and maybe a lot of the rest of you had your first day back today, too. So we hope that it was great. We are celebrating all things Flip today. We have Andy Knueven with us. He's amazing. We have deemed him the king of Flip. He is the community engagement manager plus the educator innovation lead with Flip. He's been an educator for 15 years. Oh, he has his crown. Thank goodness. Last time he was in Plainfield, Dayna made a crown for him. And we are just so excited to have him on as an expert, all things Flip, just an amazing person, human being, friend. So we're so glad that you're joining us today. We have some cute pictures here from the last time you were around. We're in our Flip gear to celebrate you today and all things Flip, and really how amazing this platform is to build community and engagement in the classroom. So without further ado, I thought we would jump right in and talk about our One Word 2024. I have loved the last couple of years that I've used this topic in Flip, or created my own, or used one that was in the Discovery Library to get my students thinking about their one word that's going to guide them for the entire year. So we took some time and came up with our own one words. I chose gratitude, because I really do think it is so easy to see the negative things that are going on in our classroom, in our day-to-day lives. And when we flip our mindset and we really do choose to be grateful and see all of the good, it really does change outcomes for ourselves. And it really does, it affects other people as well. So my word is gratitude. I'm going to pass it on to Elaine if she wants to talk about her word for a second.
Yeah, my word is value. A seemingly strange choice, but since when we finished in December our empathy talk, it really kind of stuck with me that kids need to know their value. And that's something I really want to work on with my kids this spring, that what they think matters, that there are platforms like Flip that allow them to express themselves. And so I think we find more and more kids, they feel like they have no value, they have no voice. And so for me this year, I want to help them find the value in the things they do, find the value in their education, and find that value themselves in what they can give to their community. Dayna, how about you?
That's awesome. I think that's perfect for you because you were able to bring the HOSA group into our elementary classrooms, and we just value that time with them so much.
Mhm.
And for those kids to value the time with the littles is so important. Also, I said connect because last year I said shine because I wanted to shine for others and encourage other people to shine. But this year I'm thinking about how can I connect with more people, and not only help myself grow and learn, but also to help them learn as well, maybe with something that I have to share. And so also just to link in new ideas to help my students grow and help them to connect with others outside our school, and maybe more in the world. And so I'm just looking forward to that. Andy, what a unique word for you.
My one word is catalyst. And I will say, like, it's been on my mind before. I know it's a great STEM word, but it's also, I mean, coming from the classroom, teaching math and science, and I always talked about, as you try things, try a different variable, you might get a different outcome and different things like that. But for New Year's, there's always changes, and catalysts spark change. They create new things, and I want to do that. I want to help others do that, whether within my own personal life, within professional life, within the connections that we have with others, and even rekindling, sparking some connections from past friends and people that we connected with for years, but it's everybody's gone in different ways. And so exactly like Dayna, I mean, connecting. And I'm going to circle through them all, showing the value of those friendships, because I'm very appreciative and want to express that gratitude back to everybody that way too. So being a catalyst is my one word for this year.
Love
We
that.
love that. Will you go on to talk about kind of Flip and how this One Word 2024 exists within Flip and the community? Because I think this is so powerful.
Absolutely. And this is something that, we have educators, we are a global community, and the Flip community is, oh my gosh, like my heart just beats for them and for you. I mean, this is an amazing thing, but we have a one word topic in our Think It, Flip It group. So whether you are following that link that's on the screen, you scan that QR, it's going to take you straight to this topic here. And the idea of, sharing your one word, what is it that is, on your mind? What is it that you're going to set as a goal? What is something that you have as a vision that you want to take on and, champion throughout the year? So, please, add your one words into our Think It, Flip It group. I invite everybody that's watching here, your communities, to add in as well, because this is something that we all can celebrate and support each other along the way too.
And Andy, on this is a global thing, right? It's open to anyone. So is there the ability in here to comment, like, so that you could pull a Dayna and connect with someone who's, one word really, catalyzes you?
Let's see what we're doing here. Yes. So let's be a Dayna. Let's connect. Yes. So as you submit your word, as you actually go in, you join the group, it is open to everyone. So it's something that, please join, but then you can see the other responses that are there. I used Copilot to generate my image as my backdrop for my picture. So kind of have fun with it. You can, whether you just jump in and, share your one word, but also as you watch others, you can comment to them. And so I've tried to make a habit as, going in and checking in as to who's added new responses. People are responding to each other. And it's a great way to then say, hey, I love your idea. I love your focus, your mission of what you're after this year. I want to help you, or I want to make a classroom connection. And so it's another great way. And that's what is beautiful about Flip, is it has that sense of global empathy and respect, and to be able to use it to make those connections for future learning opportunities.
I love that. And it's safe for students, right? We're always looking for safe ways for students to be able to interact, and to interact globally in a safe way where students feel like they're being seen and heard is amazing. You mentioned Copilot. Will you go on and talk to us a little bit about that?
Yes, absolutely. So this, I love. One, within Flip, we have our topic Copilot. And as I, shared about Copilot making an image, that's actually a great thing within Microsoft, within Bing, to be able to use Copilot to ask questions, find answers. But then also within Flip, we have topic Copilot. So as a teacher, this is something for those that are brand new to Flip, that are wanting to say, like, all right, where do I get started? There's a lot to take on, or even right now here in Indiana, I live here in Indiana, and so the weather's unpredictable. Who knows what's going to happen this next week? And so the idea of always having something that you could put in a topic idea. So if you were talking about sustainability, if you were talking about, celebrations, or if you were talking about, really, you put in a term or an idea, and then it's going to generate 5 topic prompts that you can pick from. And if you don't like any of them, then just say regenerate. And if you put in that prompt in Spanish, it's going to give you topic prompts in Spanish. But then, so you pick the one that you want, that makes sense, that's best fit for your learning community. And then after you select it, it's going to generate 8, I believe it's 8 addition, or no, oh goodness, it's going to give you 6 prompts to pick from. But then after you pick the one you want, then you get 3 leading questions that will follow into that topic description. And so from there, it just helps spark the conversation a little bit further. But then what's great is that as an educator, you can edit those those questions. You can edit every part of this from beginning to end. So maybe you like one of those questions, but you don't like the other 2. So delete them or edit them, make them fit your unique learning classroom. And so scanning that QR will take you to more details on topic Copilot. But then I also want to, make sure to share about, and this is great for educators, just new to Flip or have been using it for years is the Discovery Library. Well, Topic Copilot is beautiful for everybody as well, but the Discovery Library has been something that has been part of the community for years. And I mean, I've submitted topics that I've created, and educators all around the world. I think we're almost at 50,000 topics. And those are coming from educators. They are coming from partners that we have. I mean, if you search through the Discovery Library, you're going to find big name partners out there that they've created topics. And again, the beautiful part about Flip is it's 100% free. So everything is free, unlimited topics, groups, members, responses. And that's what I love about it, is it's everybody's in it together and supporting each other. And the Discovery Library is a beautiful example of that, is everybody supporting each other, and they're vetted, they're checked. So it's not something that's just like randomly thrown in there. So, and of course you can edit any of those to make them fit your community as well.
Well, the magic words there are free and safe, right? And then Dayna and Chris and I have been talking a lot in discussion about how AI can be used to make our lives easier.
Oh, yeah.
And both of these tools for teachers, they're game changers, because, we've all been there. At the end of the day, we're trying to prep for the next day. For me, my brain is fried. I can't even, I might know what topic I'm doing, but I can't even produce in my head a coherent thought to ask a kid what they think. And so to have a tool like this that is free, that is safe, and will do some of the thinking for me, or at least spark the idea that, like you said, I can change it. Yes. So we all love Flip. I mean, there's no doubt about that, but we keep finding new, incredible things within Flip.
Yeah. And that's the thing, is it's for you to be able to make something, and you can make a topic like that. I mean, in seconds, just by putting in what it is that you're studying, you're researching, or the unit of study, and go from there. And I mean, you can select what, grade level, elementary, middle, high school, and it's just easy.
Love it.
Online collaborator, right? It's not that it's doing all the thinking for us. We've said before, the human touch is still necessary, but you have this 24/7 online collaborator that's working with you to help make learning for you more engaging, and obviously for the students as well. Yeah. So lead us into Immersive Reader Plus Reading Coach, please, because this is amazing.
I mean, these are my favorite. I mean, Immersive Reader has been my favorite thing since I first came across it years ago. And then it's just like, oh, it's now in, and of course, Flipgrid at the time. But now, I mean, it's part of Flip. It's just, accessibility is such a big part. I mean, we talk about, trust and safety being, a huge part. And I will give a shout out, Common Sense Education. We just, received the highest ranking honor of, being a safe, secure, inclusive environment. And so that is such a big part of it, is being accessible for everybody. And Immersive Reader is such a big part of that. So every topic, and, when you put in the topic description, all of that can be accessed through Immersive Reader. And then even captions. So when you create a response, those captions are auto-generated, but you can edit those captions. And then somebody else, if whoever's watching it, they can click on the Immersive Reader part of it and access Immersive Reader based upon the captions that you had. So making sure that what you have said is also intended to be read the way it is, and also translated, accessible to over 100 languages, so that everybody can access it in their native language. But then there's settings in Immersive Reader to change the view of it, whether it's the font size, whether it's the contrast of the words and the background colors. But then you can add it in parts of speech, and identifying the labels of those. And then there's an additional part of it where then you can, like I said, there's a line reader. So you put a ruler across the page and you read line by line. Well, now you have that built into the screen as well. Then you have the translate and a picture dictionary, and that's all in Immersive Reader, which makes understanding what that prompt is, or being able to access what that student has shared or what you as a teacher have shared to your class. Now those parents and their families are able to see that in their native language as well. And then to layer in one additional bonus gem is Reading Coach. And that is where you have the prompt, what you had put in as the topic description, and maybe you want to have your students respond back. It's a fluency check. And so you give your students the ability to, instead of listening to that being read to them, they can then read it to a Reading Coach, and then it's going to track, and this is where like the AI component, getting instant feedback after they go through, they read it, they get words that were challenging, they can see, accuracy based upon it, and then they can even practice those words that were a little bit more challenging to them, to then break apart the syllables, to be able to practice it, and then get feedback that they then succeeded or continued practice from there. And then they can go and do the flip response for maybe it's that fluency check, or maybe it's on some more reading records, and then you take that and you have it for a conference or a parent teacher conference, a case conference meeting. So I mean, this is where it's for everybody, and I love, again, it's all free, and yeah. I love it.
And what an incredible tool, with, I just read today in the Indy Star that 20% of our third graders are not at their reading level. So what a great tool for the littles, but also, at my age, when they come in and their language learning, what a great tool, especially, we get into these science topics. If we can have a quick tool, they can click a button, they can hear it in their language. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I got this word. So now we're building vocabulary using Flip.
Absolutely. I love, yeah. I mean, it's so dynamic, especially, with that new Indy Star article of it. We need to reach our students where they are.
Yes.
Dayna, is your head spinning with how you're going to use this with first graders?
Absolutely. I'm sorry, Jess, but yes, absolutely. And then I'm trying to remember if someone wanted to really connect and get into immersive reader, can you verbally explain where that would be when they're in Flip? Because I know there's a lot of people who's starting out and they may be like, okay, where am I supposed to go?
All right. So if you are looking and you're watching this right now, you can look at, and you go Flip as another tab. You're going to look at the top right, and this is purely out of memory, so I believe it's accurate, is that you're going to click on the top right. You'll see 3 dots that are up there. When you click those 3 dots, I always think like there's more here. There's 3 dots. And so you click those 3 dots, immersive reader. It's a book with a speaker on it. And that's like the universal symbol of immersive reader. And so you'll find immersive reader in so many other platforms as well. So when you see that book and speaker icon, give it a click, check it out, because it's so powerful. But then when you're watching a response, at the bottom, you have your play, you have your closed caption, but that immersive reader icon is also down there in the response playback menu at the bottom of the screen too, to be able to open up immersive reader based upon the captions that were there from that video.
Yeah, I cannot wait to play with that a little bit. And I think that's something we can totally give over to these kids, and they could be engaged in it while you're pulling others. So it's fabulous.
Totally. Yeah. And I mean, it was built for individuals with dyslexia, but then when you build and design something for one, you extend it for all. And so this is where everybody wins.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, that's what I've read more and more. Things that have been designed for learners struggling with dyslexia. Research has shown it's actually good for everybody. The fonts, things like this, it's actually really good for everybody. So I love that so much. And we know Flip is amazing for community building. So that's kind of what we're going to segue into. We had a conversation recently, and Elaine made a really great connection to this community building. Do you want to share how you're using it just on day 1, second semester, Elaine?
Yes. So at semester, I had quite a shuffle in my first year biomed kids. They are 9th to 12th graders. So it's a jumble. So they're very much strangers to each other. Big shuffle, not just like amongst my classes, but there's 7 of them taught by 3 different teachers. So they're probably out of my 75, probably 55 of them are new to me. So I don't know them, they don't know me, and then they don't know each other. And it's so important in Project Lead the Way that we build community, and we build it very, very fast. So for all 7 of our classes, their homework tonight, first night on Flip with our first year biomed, was to do our tell me 2 things plus 1. And so they tell me 2 things about themselves and 1 random thing. And I tell the kids, I told them today, it's the random thing that I remember, right? That you're the kid that never chews their pasta, or you're the kid that's been to every continent but Australia. You just get phenomenal things. I've got 1 cat and I named him this. And so you get this neat kind of dynamic amongst your kids. And then for those of you that never use Flip, within my classes, my kids can watch the responses if I choose to let them. And I do. So they can watch these 30 seconds and learn about their new friends, because we have to build friendships. My older students in human body systems it's a 2nd year class. So I have 10th graders to 12th graders in there. And we all know each other. We've been through basically a year and a half. They jumbled a little bit, so they may not know everyone, but way more familiar with PLTW. For them, it's really important to me as we start this 2024 and we're working on value. I wanted to know what their goals are and what their vision is for where they're going. Because some of them, I have a semester and they're going to college. Have we got a plan? Do we know where we want to go? Do we know we feel like we're on a pathway, and how can I support with that? So again, I made them so that every kid can watch each other's. They can learn about each other. I can learn what's inside their heads with every one of my 75 kids on this topic to help guide them now. And so to me, that's going to help me with what they value right now in their lives in this snapshot of time. And then again, I can go, and maybe right after spring break, we can do another, right? Hey, where's our values and visions now? And so I made homework for everybody on Flip tonight. I was telling everybody that I've gotten 7 or 8 of them already. Of course, they're all the girls, but I'll get them all eventually, and they'll be great. And I've just found this a really great way to build that community fast, getting to know each other. And then we use Flip within groups constantly. And again, you have to it's a totally different dynamic being filmed and working together as a team to do that well, and, following a rubric. And so it's a phenomenal classroom tool. And again, it's free and it's safe. And really and truly, the third biggie is it's easy. It is one of the easiest online texts to use, even for a beginner. My assignments today took me, what do you think, 35 seconds to set up. Share a link and it's done. And I will get such valuable stuff. I will say this while we're on the community building. Teachers out there listening, Karisa told me a year ago to get the app. And on my phone with the app, I can just roll through. I can be sitting at one of my kids' swim meets and rolling through. And so get the app.
I was going to say too, what a wonderful tool it is to give everyone a voice, like we had mentioned before, because some of your kids would never have told you some of the things that they will say in your videos that you're going to receive tonight and tomorrow. They would never have voiced that to anyone. And then you have these little tidbits of something special about them. And I think that's so great. Some of the most wonderful flips that I get are from like kids who very rarely speak up in class. Yeah. And then they are willing to say thank you to a guest that we had that made her absolute day to receive all the flips that through a QR code that I just sent her. I said, thank you for visiting us. Here is some videos that everyone wanted you to have. And she was blown away. So it's so easy to generate that QR code and share the thoughts of your kids with others. That builds that outside community. When my kids do one, I include it in my newsletter. And so that QR code goes home, and then those families get to know the kids that they don't get to see because they're working, and they don't get to come in and meet their friends, the friends of their son or daughter. and it just builds that community even farther. So it is so great. It helps with working in groups.
Yes.
Like you said, like you see in one of the pictures that I post, my first graders are putting together a flip together, like a stop motion kind of thing. And so they were able to collaborate and figure out together because it's a tool that is so easy to manipulate. And it's just valued by, I think, all ages. So I just love it.
I love it. On the picture on the left, I just have to tell a quick story because this involves Andy. He came to our district and he and I together, but mostly him because he brings the magic. We brought Flip to all the kindergartners and first graders in the entire district. And this picture of this little girl, like she can't believe it. I mean, never underestimate the value of giving a child feedback. Here's what happened. They posted their videos and Andy was showing the kids how they could watch each other's videos. And so in front of everybody, he filmed some feedback back to this little girl and was like, I love your video so much. And he just talked for 5 seconds and it came up on her account. And then that's when her friends looking at her like, oh my gosh, he did that for you. And all the room erupted. They're like, film a video for me, film a video for me. And we forget how powerful a couple seconds of our time to give someone feedback really, really means, especially as adults. Think if you posted a 1-word video and someone commented back and said, oh my gosh, Catalyst, that really spoke to me too. You know, I really, I'm supporting you in your endeavors this year. I mean, think how we would feel as an adult if someone left us a video. And that just truly captures the meaning behind what this platform, how this gives voice and true meaning. I just love that picture so much. I don't think I'll ever forget that time in class. And it's like all the other kids were like, when is he going to film one?
Well, and that positive feedback encourages others. It makes their brain grow, but it encourages others to speak out outside of a computer. Then they start speaking out in class and engaging with other students because they have that comfortable feeling of I can do this. So
and you can build that community again through feedback. It's a powerful tool. In the high school, we'll do videos and I will, sometimes I don't have enough time to assess them all. And so they will make a flip where they teach all the other groups about their disease, disorder, body parts. Sometimes they create flips about a project they have done and we have them watch the others and give feedback. And all of a sudden they're like, oh my gosh, that is such a great idea. Oh, how did you come up with that really beautiful drawing background? And so it's more ways to build a community. And I just want to reinforce again, if anyone's out there listening, it is really, really easy to use. I was resistant for a long time. And last year, my New Year's resolution was I'm doing something new. And now I use it constantly. Because it does all these things and it makes my life easier. And I do believe it spreads joy. I just think they love like the little people, the big people, my kids on some things they do, they get to show professionalism. Sometimes they get to just be a little bit goofy. I've had them where my big kids went and worked with kindergartners and then you get who knows what on the flip, or they go to Dayna's and they make one and you get this just awesome new thing together and you can share them easy. And
from pre-K to PhD.
Yes. What'd you say, Andy?
And you say from pre-K to PhD and beyond for the community. I mean, it's for everybody. And I mean, I showing the auto advance that's on web, it's on mobile, change that playback speed. You can increase it to listen to a longer video in half the time. But I mean, it definitely is game changer for everybody, for students to share their ideas and their voice. Let's learning be, seen and heard, but for teachers to be able to gather that from their students.
Mm-hmm. I love it. You said pre-K. I have to tell you, my 5-year-old, we were sitting down to do his holiday cards. And I said, well, what do you want to write? And he said, oh, I want to say so much. I want to say, Thank you so much for everything you do to make learning so fun. And he was just going on and on and on. And he said, I kind of want to do a video. And I'm like, this is brilliant. So Thomas filmed a video for each of his teachers and each of his assistants. And we did it in Flip, and I printed out the QR codes and he glued them in. And he said, what if they don't know what to do with this? I said, well, you will teach them. Teach them how to open their camera and scan it. And I said, I thought to myself, oh my gosh, for someone who can't get something on paper, he's 5 years old, he can sign his name. He can't get everything on paper. And I want his teachers to know how much he appreciates what they do. And so in his videos, of course, he had to talk on and on and on forever. But the point is, it was accessible to all. He now could get everything he felt out there, and he didn't have to feel like all he could do was sign his name. So talk about the joy. It was awesome.
Yeah. All right, Dayna.
Oh, okay. I thought it was
home.
Okay. We are going to do more streams the rest of this year, and we thank you so much, Andy, for joining us. We look forward to our next one in February with some of the administrations in Plainfield. We got Colleen Prairie, Marissa Donovan, and Brent Schwanekamp joining us, so we can talk about how we can connect with our admin and how they can support us. And then we are going to be at Purdue this coming week on Thursday. So hopefully if you are at Purdue, you can join us there at our presentation. We would love to connect with you there. Continue to go ahead and view some of our links off YouTube and the Learning Lab, and then get those PGP points. And thank you so much for joining us. Give us your feedback. We would love it. Andy would love it. We're so blessed to be connected with him. We just wish you the best 2024, and continue to connect with us anytime you like on any of these handles, or just connect with us individually. We would love to help and learn from you. YaySTEM!
YaySTEM!
Yay. Thank you.